The committee meeting will come to order. The records will show that this is a meeting of the Post-War Rehabilitation Interim Committee of the State Legislature under authority of House Resolution 190, holding a meeting regularly called in room 1006, State Building, Los Angeles, California, convening at 10 a.m. November 12, 1943. All members, the exception of Mr. Gardner Johnson, present. As chairman of the committee, I would like to say that an invitation has been extended to Mr. William Rosenthal, chairman of the Aviation Interim Committee, and I expect that before the day is over that Mr. Rosenthal will be here and sit with us, because a matter of aviation industry will be taken up during the day. May I correct the records in regard to those present and show that Mr. Gardner Johnson is also present, making a full membership of the committee on hand at the opening of this meeting. You shut it off, Charlie. The first witness to appear before the committee this morning is Mr. Asa B. Call. Mr. Call, you will be sworn and give your statement. Someone swear that the testimony you're about to give before this committee be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Mr. Call, if you have a prepared statement in regard to the question that was presented to you, we'd be glad to have it for the records at this time.
Well, I have just this one memorandum here that
If you'd like to read that into the records.
read it to you first, or parts of it, and then I'll be glad to file it with you.
Proceed.
As I understand it, the question that I've been asked to address my remarks is, as outlined in your letter, how can the state legislature best help private industry to absorb California labor now employed in war work or combat service? I assume that the reason I was asked to be present and testify before this committee is that I have been somewhat active in studying post-war problems, first as chairman of the Post-War Economics Committee of the California State Chamber of Commerce, and also because I have been acting as the representative of the Committee for Economic Development for this 12th Federal Reserve District. The Post-War Economics Committee of the California State Chamber has spent a great deal of time in preparing its first report, which will be presented to the board of directors of that body at its next meeting, which is next month. In addition to this, it is carrying on extensive studies in the various industries of this state to see what can be done to cushion the shock of readjustment to peacetime activities. While the report of the committee is not yet official, it not having been approved by the board of directors, and it's entirely conceivable that when it is presented that the board will change or modify it in some respects, I do feel that it is in order for me to give you some of the general views of the committee this morning, that they may be of help to you. Before I do this, I would like to make some personal observations on my own account, which might also be helpful and with which your legislature might properly concern itself.